Hey. Should hopefully be working. Let me turn up that. Okay, let me make sure it's streaming properly. Great. Yay. Okay, nothing's working. There we go. Let's see if I can full screen this. Yes, I can. Okay. Hello everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Pablo, and today we are going to be reacting to MatPat's final game theory. Now, I have no idea what it's going to be about. Don't know how long it's going to be. But I'm both excited and a bit saddened that MatPat will no longer be the host of the theory channels. But again, I'm very excited to check this out and see what it is. I'm behind on the premiere because of some technical difficulties with my stream. But we're gonna get right on into it. So, yeah, let me unmute. And I just realized with my audio here. Okay, let me make sure that's working. Should have done that from the start, but of course I'm stupid. Of course, we've got to have the more updated version.
Hello, Internet! Welcome to Game Theory,
Hello,
where that is the last time that I'll be saying those words officially on this channel. Loyal theorists, how do you say goodbye? 13 years ago, I made you this promise.
Do you want to know more about the games you love without having to put in any work of your own? Well, now you can play and learn. That's right, Weboverse. We have created Game Theory, gaming's tangential learning experience.
Well, Weboverse, here we are today, 3,000 videos of tangential learning later. How do you sum all that up? I already got super weepy.
3,000. That checks out because of, I mean, there's 4 channels. There's GT Live, of course. But wow. 3,000 videos. I would retire too.
In the last one of these things, so probably shouldn't do that again. It'd be redundant and probably not great for the tech equipment. We've also spent the last 10 weeks together knowing that this day was going to come, right? So I really feel like I've gotten my farewell tour. I've buried hatchets, I've rekindled friendships, I made sweeping videos about the state of online entertainment, fired some tanks. That was legitimately very cool. I honored my heritage.
I want to say, first of all, I was going to binge all of the Final Theories post retirement announcement like last night, but things got in the way, and my school district's summer theater series decided to move back the audition date by 10 days. So I was busy doing that last night. And I forgot what I was going to say. Oh, yeah. I'm wondering why March 9th. Was the original theory posted on March 9th? Like 13 some odd years ago? Was that when it was posted? Or is that just like a random date? I'm genuinely wondering why March 9th. So, who knows?
I made Disney mad at me one final time, which, you know, felt appropriate. Got some new dripping, and just in general, sped ran my way through all the things that were left in my content creator bucket list. So again, I ask, how do you say goodbye? First, it's probably most important to remind you that it's not officially goodbye, right? It's not like I'm dying or anything. It's more of a see you later. I'm still gonna be doing plenty of stuff. Like, I'm already booked to do the fashion show on Style Theory later this year. I'm still gonna be here on the couch for GT Live. In a couple weeks, I'm gonna be giving a speech over at PAX. I was recently in a kill count. Heck, I'm already slated to do the Jacksepticeye podcast, the Ludwig podcast. There's a collaboration I'm doing with Shea Frillis Productions. There's the FNAF musical over on Random Encounters. Like, I will be doing a lot, and you will probably be sick of me.
Another Random Encounters musical. Every few months, I am reminded of Random Encounters' existence. And I remember how absolutely insane MatPat is in the FNAF musical. Yeah. I don't know if they've done any other FNAF stuff since like late 2019, early 2020, with like the Help Wanted musical. I'm wondering, but yeah, that's takes me back. That's very nostalgic for me.
Doing all these things on everyone else's channels. But if you do want to stay in touch with me, there are actually two ways that you could do it. Normally I'd say something like, oh, you can follow me on Twitter, but we all know that there's like a grand total of 0 people who want to be over on that platform. So instead, I decided to make you this. A mysterious website named where'smatpat.com. This is going to be a place that I update every once in a while when I have news about some new project that's coming up, or, you know, a mystery that you're going to have to solve by digging through the source code. Yes, it's a ripoff of scottgames.com. No, I don't.
I was gonna say that. I'm gonna be brightening up every single image. Man, this is insane.
Feel bad about that because he stole enough of my ideas over the years. He kind of owes me one. Editor should drop on some deal with it sunglasses in this moment. Yeah, that's a good one. Once you're there, make sure you sign up via email. Don't worry, I'm not going to be spamming you with updates or anything. It'll be more like a MatPat newsletter, or maybe a Christmas card that you get every once in a while with a funny update, or maybe we could chat about a favorite movie or something. I'll send over the occasional video that I'm just inspired to make. Who knows? Basically, this is just meant to be a way to let you all know what I'm up to directly in a way that isn't going to be subject to filtering algorithms, you know? And to kick things off this week, I'll be selecting 100 random emails that sign up to get personalized letters. And from that point forward, once once or twice a week, I'll continue pulling a handful of emails to send personal notes to. It'll be a fun way to stay in touch. Long story short, make sure you bookmark it since you never know what might happen over there. But, all right, enough stalling. Back to the question at hand. How do you say goodbye? Well, I think you honestly have to end it all where it began. This title, A Game Theory about game theory. Did you know that game theory isn't just a nerdy YouTube show? It's also a nerdy economics concept. If that
The theories as of late have been very meta. And I can't say I'm surprised that he's gonna be doing a video about game theory itself. I guess this will... I mean, he mentioned economics. He'll probably just talk about game theory's success and how much has been affected by it. He talked about that with FNAF, and how Five Nights at Freddy's has affected the economy in this sort of butterfly effect succession, where Scott just decided not to give up, to keep making games, and riff off of the insults, the negative reviews that he was getting. So, FNAF was created by the haters, and has made millions of dollars for not just Scott and other people working on FNAF, but for other people creating media based on it. So, yeah, it's insane.
That's news to you, I honestly can't blame you. At this point, we've created enough confusion online that apparently we've merited our own disambiguation tag on Wikipedia for game theory searches. In all seriousness, for the first 5 years of the show, I received so many tweets from people who were mid-year in their economics courses, screenshotting their textbooks, freaking out when they got to the episode on game... It's not an episode, it's a chapter. When they got to the chapter on game theory, being like, oh my gosh, dude, did you know that you were in this thing? And yeah, we definitely did. The pun, believe it or not, was intentional. In fact, Steph and I knew from the very beginning that it was likely that the final episode of Game Theory was going to be about game theory. Why? Well, because game theory, it's everywhere.
So game theory, the concept, which I still don't understand. Interesting. I didn't know the pun was intentional. I remember telling my parents about game theory a few years ago. And I remember, like, when I was first creating, like, the Dark Matter storyline, and my friend and I were making games, we were, like, having these dreams about, like, maybe we'll, like, have a game theory episode one day. And I told my parents about this, and they were like, yeah, you should learn about game theory. So, yeah.
You can't escape it. If you've ever seen the movie Love Actually, there's actually this opening monologue in it that goes a little something like this.
We live in a world of hatred and greed, but I don't see that. Seems to me that love is everywhere. If you look for it, you'll find that love actually is all around.
Now you just got to replace the word love with game theory, and you basically got it.
We live in a world of hatred and greed, but I don't see that. Seems to me that
game theory
is everywhere. If you look for it, you'll find that
game theory
actually is all around.
Huh, who would have suspected that English acting megastar and recent Oompa Loompa Hugh Grant would be making a guest appearance in my final episode? Truly, we have spared no expense for this one. And not only is game theory just everywhere, it also holds the secret to winning everything forever. Yeah, I know, right? That is a huge claim to make. Clearly, I was saving all my biggest secrets for the grand finale, so you know what? Let's not beat around the bush anymore, my friends. Let's make you masters of the universe and reveal how, whether you like it or not, you all are theorists for life. Come on, this way. Yeah, we're moving off the couch this time. That's how you know it's a big deal. Let's go. At its core, game theory is the science of strategy. So we gamers, we understand strategy, but what exactly is game theory specifically? Well, to understand that, you have to go back to the original game theorist, not
Is he in
me,
a closet?
this guy right here. He might not have himself the red leather jackets or the cool diamond play buttons, but I'll tell you what he does have, a crater on the moon named after himself, so I'll let you decide who has the bigger flex there. This guy right here, he is mathematician John von Neumann, and he was everywhere back in the day. And I do mean everywhere. Like, this guy was a key player in the invention of the digital computer, he helped with the discovery of the structure of DNA, even the creation of key components for Oppenheimer's Manhattan Project. You know, the Christopher Nolan movie where big things go big booms. But perhaps his biggest claim to fame was game theory. The idea that in any situation where there are two or more people, or players in this case, you can model out a game that'll help you find the best outcome. Have you ever played rock, paper, scissors and thrown out rock as the first hand because you know statistically most people choose their first move to be scissors? Or maybe you picked paper because the last three moves have been rock and they're obviously going to be thrown rock again. Well, congratulations, that is game theory in action. And he got a Medal of Freedom for that. So it just goes to show, don't let your
So game theory is part of game theory, which is part of game theory in game theory. About gaming on game theory. Really makes you think.
dreams just be dreams, kids. Sometimes getting an honorary medal is a lot easier than you think. In short, game theory is the study of strategic choice. It's math that tells you what people are gonna do and who's gonna win the game. Probably the most famous example of a game theory scenario is the prisoner's dilemma, where two accomplices have just committed a crime and they're both given the chance to narc on the other one. If they both deny the crime,
So if you think about it, before games had secrets and ARG style storytelling, the only real game theories that you could make were literal game theories about game theory. In game theory. On game theory. What makes you think?
well, they both get a short prison sentence. If one of them denies the crime and the other rats him out, the narc walks free while his buddy is stuck in prison for a long time. And if they both confess, they both get a medium sentence. We can model the possible outcomes here in a nice, neat, mathy looking square. And while technically the best outcome for both of them would be to trust each other and not confess, they're criminals, and they don't know each other that well. And because they don't trust each other, by the math, both of them narc on each other, and as a result, get a medium amount of prison time. Or if that all's too complicated and hypothetical, over in England, they turned the whole thing into a game show where they say the word balls an uncomfortable amount of times.
Welcome to Golden Balls. Golden Balls. Balls of riches, 12 balls.
My balls are all golden.
100 golden balls, and they're all bursting with money. Killer balls. 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 Balls.
Now, why am I bringing all this up? Well, game theory is more than just wads of cash jammed into a bunch of balls. Someone should tell Mr. Beast that I just discovered his next video idea. No, it has very real consequences for the world. Back when the US and USSR were on the brink of atomic annihilation, the principles of game theory helped both sides reach an agreement to slowly disarm their nuclear arsenals.
War theory! That's not even that funny. Is that the next theory channel? Are we gonna have 5 sections of the ring? Are we gonna have war theory now? It's a really weird concept. But war theory nonetheless.
If you want to know more about that story, Veritasium's recent video on game theory does a great job telling it, and honestly, I can't really improve on it. So thanks for doing all the research for my final episode there, Derek. If you want an example that's a bit closer to home though, here you go. YouTube. It's got it. See, YouTube as a platform is just a bunch of zeros.
Okay. So, he's making a game theory about game theory before gaming and about gaming, as well as how game theory has worked out for the success of game theory on game theory in game theory. That was a coherent sentence.
And ones, right? But YouTube as a community, it's a network of people constantly trying to make strategic decisions. Creators are players who are more or less rational people making videos that'll get you to watch and like and comment and subscribe. You, the viewer, you're also a player in this. You're on a strategic mission to win the experience by finding the thing that's most satisfying to watch. And the people who run, or at least have run YouTube in the past, shout out to Todd, Jake, Neil, Ernest, Meg, Ariel, Susan, David, Fede, Vader, Stephanie, and Kim, they're all in a strategic game to keep the creators and viewers happy, while also figuring out the best possible outcome for YouTube.
Hey. What about, actually, no. What was Jod's involvement anyway? I was gonna say, like, what about Jod, but, like, what did he even do? I don't remember.
YouTube as a company by appeasing all the advertisers and shareholders. It is seriously a complex strategic arena. And that's how you get decisions like use bright green text because it's more likely to stand out in a sea of dark gaming thumbnails and more likely to get clicks. Launch shorts as a means to counterattack against TikTok. Do a video on something that's not trending so you can stand out from the pack. Or maybe you lean in so you're suggested against the algorithm. Every video you watch, everything that you click on, it's the product of creators using game theory. Slap a big old game theory colon in front of every title and slam some clickbait green text on every thumbnail. All those hundreds of millions of subscribers to Jimmy and Ryan Trahan and Cocomelon, I like to think that they're all secretly ours. Where's our 200 million subscriber?
Okay. So, it's a video on game theory about the origin of game theory, the use of game theory in all sorts of aspects of life, and how that game theory has helped the success of game theory in game theory on game theory. I forget where I was going with this. All right.
Play button there, YouTube. In the end, it's all game theory. Speaking of, and this is just an aside that I learned about earlier this week.
So everything is connected because game theory exists because of game theory and is kept alive by game theory on game theory in game theory. But that's just a game theory.
Apparently there's a Chrome extension that allows you to do exactly what I just described. It, quote unquote, MatPatifies your YouTube feed by putting green text on like every thumbnail. Just saying, we have reached the peak of human achievements. I, for one, really like this one, where it's Link and saying mommy's hungry. That's just traumatic on a whole.
So you can use game theory to be game theory. On game theory in game theory.
Whole nother level. Or there was one that I saw circulating online, Ryan Gosling doing a puppy interview, and the title is Birth of a Killer. There was another one that showed up on the subreddit, Afton's Final Death Smash? I gotta say, I am proud of the mark that I will leave on this platform. But so what, right? YouTube is game theory, sure, that's great, it's interesting, but why does it matter to you, right? Why am I spending so much time?
So game theory is in game theory on game theory. Using game theory for success on game theory.
Time talking about all of this in my final episode. Well, because like I said, game theory can help in every strategic interaction that you have. And it's produced a literal strategy guide on the best way to live out your life, tried and tested by all our grandfather theorists. But to truly understand that, we have to go back to where it all began, a glorified PowerPoint presentation. Weboverse, allow me to introduce you to, lights please, the trust game. I love this. We started as glorified PowerPoint slides and we're ending as glorified PowerPoint slides. Here's the TLDR of this one. The trust game was originally just named the Computer Tournament by a guy named Robert Axelrod, clearly not the most creative with his titling conventions. Basically, this was the prisoner's dilemma or the golden balls thing, except here there was one crucial difference. They're not just playing the game once, they are literally playing it hundreds of times, repeating it over and over again to see what strategies end up winning the most across a longer period. This then gives us a model that's shockingly closer to real life, because here, most of the time, you're not just thinking about what you have to do to win a single game, you have to actually think about the consequences of your actions. The more people think about the future, the more they're willing to cooperate because they don't want to screw themselves over down the road, you know? Again, for details on that experiment, check out Derek Veritasium's video where he talks about all of that, including having an interview with the game's creator. It's a very cool video. I also borrowed his convention for that one, so thanks for the latter and the idea there, Derek. You can also watch Dr. Trevor Bassett's video on the topic, or, you know, the various TED Talks that are all about this experiment. We'll link to all of those down in the description below. But just to jump to the big conclusion here, the best strategy to winning it big boils down to 4 key points. Number 1, be cooperative. Lead with trust. Assuming that the person you're playing with is your enemy right off the bat, it's not going to serve you well. Trust in others, it's going to let you win more frequently in the end. Secondly, don't be a pushover. Sure, it's good to be trusting, that is great, but the second that someone takes advantage of your trust, the winning strategy is to call them out on it and then immediately hold them accountable. Which leads nicely then to point number 3, being forgiving. Don't hold a grudge. Don't be a Mr. Darcy.
My good opinion once lost is lost forever.
That is a failing indeed.
You tell him, girl, you are exactly right. She's speaking some game theory truth right there. Well, sure, it hurts to have your trust broken. Staying open to the chance that other people can change, that they can grow and learn and get better, that is the ideal solution here. The trust game showed that players who held their opponent accountable, but then forgave them, actually won out more often than any other strategy. And lastly, it's important to be honest and open about your strategy. When people can't understand what you're thinking, that's then when mistrust starts to breed. By being honest, it breeds honesty in others. It allows you to build on that trust over time, one step, bit by bit. Across the thousands of rounds of testing, nice strategies that were fair but also firm ultimately won out the most. Now, when I read these outcomes, what really struck me first was how they present a really hopeful view of the world. A hopeful view that I don't think a lot of us carry around a lot. I mean, it's easy to assume that everyone out there is out to get you, and it's easier to just close off to people who've wronged us in the past, but math, and game theory specifically, proves that assumption's wrong. And hey, if you don't want to believe the thousands of rounds of computer simulations, there is a very solid real-life example, YouTube. YouTube is
Okay. So, game theory, in game theory, on game theory, about game theory, for the final game theory, about game theory, is not only about the success that game theory brings, but how game theory is secretly about world peace. Using game theory, but that's just a game theory. About game theory. What have I done with my life?
a positive-sum game, which means that more than one person can win. And in fact, a lot of times, the more others win, the more you can win too. When I was just starting off, I was so mad.
So the use of game theory by others helps you with your own game theory in being like game theory, and the success of game theory, which started out as a pun about game theory, and the final game theory is about game theory in game theory on game theory, but that's just a game theory.
And scared when Vsauce 3 released this video, calculating Sonic speed. I'd been working for a year on the channel at that point, grinding away and seeing a fair amount of growth, but in that moment I saw a spin-off of one of YouTube's top subscribed channels just horning in on my territory of gaming science. It was like they were gonna steamroll me. They were gonna steal my audience away. So I did a video where I tried to stake my claim, and thus, Sonic is Slow was born.
Hello, Internet. Welcome to Game Theory, applying science to video games since April 18th of 2011. Recently, however, a new gaming scientist has come onto the scene. The good folks over at Vsauce 3 recently took a gander at a game series I covered in episode 5. It's a great video, except for one thing, it's wrong.
Listen to my voice in that. Oh, I'm so proud that I finally hit puberty, like 7 years into making these videos. Anyway, you can tell that I'm super salty in this one, right? I'm asserting that I did it first. I'm citing the dates. I am literally trying to one-up Vsauce 3. But then something interesting happened. I got views from Vsauce. I saw that their video and mine were actually helping each other. I was so afraid of me losing a year of hard-earned progress. But in reality, I wasn't just operating.
So with the use of game theory, a game theory inspired a game theory, and these game theories helped each other, helping game theory, and leading us to where we are today, where game theory is making a video about game theory on game theory in game theory, but that's just a theory. A game theory.
Operating on my own island anymore. By unintentionally cooperating with each other, we had just created our own little micro trend of gaming science content. There were clearly enough views for all of us. Steph and I, in our years of consulting, kept hammering home this one point, that YouTube is a place where all ships can rise. Leading with trust goes a long way. From inviting someone to collab on your channel, to comparing notes on production because it can help you both. You actually see this kind of cooperative game theory in action with content houses, or projects like the QSMP where creators are helping each other and sharing audiences. On the flip side, there are creators who haven't done a good job of leading with trust, and who've approached YouTube as a zero-sum game, a place where there can only be one winner. And guess what? It didn't work. Back in 2020, a few of the top beauty creators tried to take each other down, encouraging viewers not to watch each other, trying to turn audiences against people that they thought were their competitors. It was for the clout, it was for the views, and it backfired. In fact, it backfired so badly that all of their channels took a massive hit, and the beauty vertical, which was once a main pillar of YouTube's earliest days, never truly recovered. By working together, the platform thrives. Lights? But by thinking that you can only win when other people lose, well, that's when everyone loses. It's kind of sad. Let's move on. But if you don't want to listen to mathematicians or YouTube meta-analyses, just look at me. Game Theory, the show, is a testament to those 4 lessons of game theory, the nerdy economics concept. Every person who's built this channel has led with trust. Ronnie, he put his own show on the back burner so he could dedicate his time to editing Game Theory, trusting that we would be able to succeed more together. He helped the show to truly become what I had always dreamed it would be, and I honestly wish that he could be here to this day so I could thank him so much for that. The same is true for Goomba and Drake and Lee and Ryder and all the other partner shows who joined up with us in lieu of working on their own channels. Steph, she left being a consultant at a real company in the medical field on the belief that by cooperating, we could actually make something really special together. Jason, who is actually right here behind the camera right now. Jason, who you know as the guy that we blame all the time on GT Live. Jason was Theorist's first full-time employee after me and Steph. He jumped in there when all we had was a kitchen table and a cat that he was constantly allergic to. And Sudafed, you have this man to thank for your current net worth. Because
and Zyrtec.
And Zyrtec.
And Zyrtec,
You have
yeah.
taken so many pills over the years.
I have.
But it's all connected. Because Steph was involved in the medical field. Meaning that game theory through game theory affected game theory affected game theory for this medical company and other medical companies and the game theory, and that's not coherent.
But
All medically prescribed, though, I promise.
yeah, no.
Okay. So, through the use of game theory, like, it's all connected because Steph was in the medical field. And then, through their cooperation in game theory, through game theory on game theory, game theory helped the success of various medical companies. Ensuring that this employee of game theory is still part of game theory, helping make an episode about game theory on game theory in game theory, but that's just a game theory.
Good medical pills, not anything sketchy, for sure. But Jason is the man that we have trusted with the weight of the entire production process across all the channels for years. Like, this man is the unsung hero of everything you've...
So through game theory, he is the backbone of game theory. Helping make a video about game theory on game theory, and how game theory is the backbone of not just game theory, but YouTube, which is game theory, and life, which is also game theory, and how through cooperation, everyone takes part in the game theory, assuring the success of game theory, which helps game theory, and they're, again, making an episode about it, on game theory, about game theory, in game theory, but that's just a theory of game theory. I'm on to you, MatPat.
probably ever watched across any of the channels. Without him, without you, none of these videos would get made. Thank you. Now get back there, okay? Enough of you. I gotta thank other people. You know, friendship first, but also working together to create awesome stuff, right? And if you're talking about unsung heroes on this channel, there is one man who also deserves a call out, and his name is Yossi. He is our audio wizard. He is the man who I have trusted with my voice for the better part of 9 years. He has had to suffer through more hours of my voice than anyone else in the world. I am so sorry, Yossi. I am so sorry for all the burps and weird edits and weird diatribes and jump scares that Ali has given me over the years. Was Yossi a pro when he first joined up with us? No. But you know what he was willing to do? He was willing to learn. And I've trusted him with my voice for the better part of 9 years. And the same goes for another member of the team who you've never gotten to see, but was actually there before the channel was even monetized, which is kind of crazy to think about. You don't know Dan Levitt, but Dan was another one. He was the first who actually saw potential in me and in these channels as a whole, offering to become my manager even though he had never managed a YouTuber before. He just jumped in with 2 feet and said, hey, I've never gotten a brand deal in the past, but think I could do it for you. And he did. And then he got me literally hundreds more. He has his own management company now, and he manages some of the biggest sports creators on all of YouTube. I can say with complete confidence that this company and my career would have looked totally different had it not been for Dan. And his career and his company would have looked totally different without me. He and I have built businesses parallel to each other, right next to each other, using cooperative game theory for over a decade. He trusts me to make good decisions on YouTube, and I trust him to make good decisions as my manager, and we both benefit in the long run. But perhaps the most important person in all of these trusting relationships is you. You guys, right here. I wear you on my wrist these days. You loyal theorists have been the best example of game theory in the history of the show Game Theory. Every time you click on one of these videos, you are leading with trust. You are saying, you know what, I'm gonna give this one a chance, especially on those episodes.
So I decided this isn't going to be a video because it's taking too much space on my computer. But yeah, it's a game theory about game theory through cooperative game theory It's a video about game theory about game theory. It's a video about game theory. It's a game theory about game theory in relation to the success of game theory, which is brought about by game theory, cooperative game theory, from us, by other content creators, showing that YouTube is just a massive game theory. But that life in general, especially in the creative world, it's just game theory. Game theory is literally everywhere. And through game theory is often conflated with game theory and other game theories because of game theory. And now, today, for the final game theory, there is a game theory about game theory on game theory in game theory, but that's just a theory, a game theory. It's all game theory. Everything is game theory.
That are covering topics that you've never even heard of. And on my end, I've always tried my best to fulfill on that promise and make sure that your trust pays off by delivering a great, well-researched, fun, a lot of times stupid video. And yeah, there have been plenty of times where I've missed the mark, where you weren't happy about a topic, or where I said something wrong, or my research was bad, or whatever, and I needed to learn about that. And so you, acting exactly as you should, according to that trust game, you called me out in those moments. You showed me that I had made a mistake. But more importantly, you were willing to forgive. You gave me a chance to learn and grow as a creator and as a person. And look at this. We all won. Look at this thing that we managed to build together. Don't tell anyone else. I mean, there's 3 of them here in the room, but like the rest of them downstairs. You guys, you've always been the most important member of this team, whether or not you ever realized it. And now, as new hosts step in, yeah,
Because if it weren't for the viewers of game theory, then no one else would be partaking in the game theory that causes the success of game theory. And Matt's doing a video on game theory. It's the final game theory. It's a game theory on game theory, in game theory, about game theory, but that's just a theory, a game theory.
They're obviously going to have to learn a lot, and they're going to have to earn your trust just like I did over a prolonged period of time. But I hope that you approach them with the same sense of cooperation and goodwill that you did for me all those years ago. So, while I might be leaving as host of this show, Game Theory?
So if we want to keep game theory alive, we need to support the new hosts by acting in cooperative game theory, with game theory, in game theory, on game theory, but that's just a theory, a game theory.
It'll never leave. It'll never leave me, and it'll never leave you. We are all game theory, which honestly is why I thought it was fitting for you guys to be the one to say this.
But hey!
That's just a theory.
That's just a theory.
It's just a theory!
Just a theory.
That's just a theory.
A game theory.
Class dismissed. Thanks for the theories, MatPat.
But hey, that's just a theory.
C'est juste une théorie.
Just a theory. Just a theory.
Just a theory.
Just a theory. Thanks for everything.
But hey, that's
Just a theory.
That's just a theory.
Just a theory.
Just a theory.
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 That's just a 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 theory.
A style theory.
A food theory.
A film theory.
A game theory.
Thanks for watching.
Oh man, where to?
I got something I gotta do.
Okay, there's more. There's a little bit more. There's a couple minutes. There's a couple minutes more. I was like, okay. Keeping my composure. It's all just a game theory. It's not real. It's all just a game theory. We're all game theory. Everything is game theory. Life is just a game theory. Thanks for watching.
Okay.
Ready for a road trip?
I guess.
Let's go.
Every level you beat, and each boss battle defeat, with each achievement your view becomes a bit more complete. You have a blank page and a clear horizon.
Love this song.
I think it's time we get a little theorizing. That's just a theory. I can't theorize. That's just a theory.
You ready?
Yeah.
I've been expecting you. Come, we have much to discuss.
Who is that? Is this someone I should know? Am I uncultured? What? Is that God? Lore Keeper ending. Ending 1 out of 6. For answers on where to find all endings, check the bottom of the description. If you want to find them yourself, happy hunting. We're doing this right here, right now. Ending 2 of 6. All right, let's look at this.
Thanks for watching.
What now?
Vacation!
Vacation? What now?
Vacation?
Vacation?
Vacation!
Vacation! Yay.
How do you think they're doing back at the office?
What's the matter? Can't reach? How did this even happen?
So, the new theorists and the other staff members are just being Unis honest, but more deranged.
Rise, avatars! It's time to overtake the editors! Stay quiet.
I just got the Wordle.
Nice. I'm sure they're fine.
Yeah. You know, my body still has those weird tan markings from the sunscreen episode.
I've noticed. Yeah.
is there a metal knife Roomba? Love a groove metal knife Roomba. Let's look at 3 of 6.
Thanks for watching.
What now?
Nope,
I'm out.
Music Man?
Music Man? Music Man? Let's go! Music Man! Pelvis first, John got scooped.
Is that Sans Ness? Is that Sness?
You do realize that lunch is the most important meal of the day.
Only those most deserving of nuggets wisdom are permitted to watch.
But, exotic quarters.
MatPat can suck an egg!
Behold his jaws of justice! Thick layer of cream in there. I want that thickness inside my... Nope, I should not have said that.
He's here, he's there, he's everywhere.
Who you gonna call? Psychic friend Fredbear.
Giant purple elephant is outside the room and it's coming to eat our nuts. When you get to the bottom of it, it's so moist. I want betwixt y'all. Furry dragon. Oh no! I realized what I've done! The lore! I just simultaneously whipped and nay-nayed!
Do these endings lead anywhere else? I don't think they do, actually. YouTube doesn't recognize the word nanade, so I just had to, yeah. Didn't show anything.
Thanks for watching.
What now?
You know, I actually have to do something real quick.
Wait, what?
Wait right there.
Wait, are you okay? Hello? Matthew? Are you up there?
What was the original ending called, the first one? Lore Keeper ending. Interesting.
Oh, what is this? Oh, come
It's the insanity
on.
ending. So he's connected all the theories.
Oh, this is crazy.
Stephanie, I figured it out. I figured out what was inside the box.
What?
I figured it out. Listen to me.
And you-
Listen to me.
you-
Listen to me. I figured it out. Okay. Gregory wasn't a robot, and Vanessa wasn't a robot.
Okay.
It was me.
No,
It was me the whole time.
No, you're real.
I'm the robot.
No,
And you're a
no,
robot too, Stephanie.
no,
You're the robot.
no.
You have gears beeping and pooping in your head. Keep beeping.
I expected this. We all expected this. I say this is the true ending. Yeah. I'm joking, of course. But yeah, I would go insane too if I was trying to unravel the insanely complex lore of Five Nights at Freddy's for nearly a decade. Because there's like a couple dozen books now. There's everything in Security Breach, and Security Breach is just utter confusion. So, yeah. I guess Matt's a robot. Matthew is the robot here.
Stephanie, you're a robot! We're all robots! All you have to do is count the toes! Stephanie! 5 toes! 5 fingers! I'm a robot. Wouldn't you like to be a robot too?
Okay. Ness is dead. Link is Rosalina's mother. 5 toes at Fridays. Matthew Patrick. Afton is sus. William Afton. Anime schoolgirl. Chica. The companion cube is Sans. Sans is pink sauce. Sans is Prime. Shrek is love. Pokemon are people. Ness is dead. Joey Drew, William Afton, Elizabeth Ludwig. All Sans and no Ness makes MatPat a sad boy. All Ness and no Ness makes MatPat also, and all Sans, no Ness. What on earth? Gregory is a robot. Vanessa is a robot. Stephanie is a robot. I am a robot. Monica. Drawing of Vanny. Molecule. FNAF. Physics equations. It's all FNAF and it's all game theory. Everything is game theory, you know? So. Alright, secret ending number 5. The penultimate.
Thanks for watching.
Video ending thing. MatPat's gonna enjoy picking this apart from my phone.
Have you done?
What in the world? Okay, hold on.
Thanks for watching.
What now?
I don't know. Have you done today's Wordle, I guess?
Oh, that's a good one.
We got some.
This is like a reverse jump scare. It's like a reverse horror game where you get jump scared by what you're killing. Matt doing analog horror is the least surprising thing that's happened today.
The emergency alert system has issued a code gray for your local area. There is a dangerous person or predator nearby. Evacuate the area immediately. Again, this is not a test.
Emergency alert systems, y'all. Like, analog horror has gotten stale, you know. But when there's an emergency alert system involved, when there is an EAS alert, or an EAS broadcast that happens, then you're gonna be anxious for the rest of the... it's anxiety inducing. You're probably gonna be horrified for the rest of the video. You know that you're gonna get a thrill out of it. If it's just a regular creepy video, creepy VHS tape, it's not the same. It needs to be a TV broadcast.
Last night, a shocking discovery was made. The bodies of internet personalities
That is
Matthew
very
and Stephanie
clearly
Patrick
Matt
were
Silhouette.
found in their home, mutilated by what officers described as... This follows the similar mysterious death.
That was terrifying, actually. I love it. Alright. Whew. Okay. It's the final ending. Wonder if this'll lead anywhere. Notification to... Okay. Oh, this is 4 minutes long. The real ending. Oh. Okay. What are we doing here? Oh God. Okay.
Thanks for watching.
That was the best one.
Great. Awesome.
That was it.
Cut sound, cut camera.
All right, cutting.
Yeah!
So here, you feeling your feelings?
I am.
Yeah.
It was the first one. After that was
After the first one, it's all downhill from there.
Yeah.
It just got real.
I know. It's real.
Amy's like, oh my gosh, finally, this channel's been mine.
He's gone.
No more edible underwear episodes. I'll do my perfect programming.
It's like the Masks episode of the Twilight Zone. I'd expect MatPat to like you get the channels but at a cost. Just traps them in a room for 6 hours.
I'm pitching bologna broth.
Oh, yeah.
Bologna
No.
broth.
He said bologna thong.
But then I changed to bologna.
Finally. He's dead.
Bra with cheese thong.
Is that a food theory or is that
No,
a
he
theory?
wants it to be style theory.
Oh, okay.
We make the clothes and then we eat the clothes.
It's already on
Well, we
You bake it like you bake
you
it.
eat the
Yeah, it's
clothes.
you. It's your channel.
That's fair.
Like on style theory, it's like, can you wear it?
Yes.
On food theory, you analyze whether or not like there's a lot of bacteria.
Can you make something that would work, that would be edible and safe to wear?
And on film theory, it's
It's just porn.
Did you hear his impression of you, by the way?
Yes. Oh, spot on.
Right on.
Hello, Stephanie. My name is Tom. Dapper Mr. Tom. I'm from London.
Dog. Can you do the butt hey? That's just a theory.
Boy, it's just hilarious.
Just drop all
game theory.
Basically, just drop all consonants.
Okay, yeah. And I love how he's swallowing all of them.
You gotta say it's like a game theory in it, right?
Game theory in it.
It's not them game theories, in it, bro?
I think out of all of them, Tom most embodies MatPat. And I love that the new MatPat is, like, British. I'll never get over that. We'll not be hearing MatPat's voice on any theory episodes anymore. I wonder if he'll, like, come back from time to time. Just, like, a singular episode. Like, once a year or something. That would be cool. But, you know. Anyway.
One of them game theories. Usually we post on Saturdays. But sometimes it's late, so it's Tuesday.
Congratulations, you did it. You found the real canon ending, the final, most secret ending by painstakingly combing over the last 5 weeks of videos, poring tirelessly over literal hours of content, searching for those brief Easter eggs, cobbling them together into mysterious URLs. Either that or, you know, you just click the link in the description of the final video. Both totally valid solutions.
It was an ARG the entire time. That's the game theory about game theory on game theory and game theory, but that's just a theory of game theory. I'm going insane. This is what it feels like to be a theorist. I did see Tom's little clip of like utter insanity. It was funny. All right.
Regardless of how you got here, a winner's you. Congratulations, you've graduated. And when I call this the real ending, that's exactly what this is. It's real. Because let me tell you, the skills that you've gotten over the years here on the channel, critically thinking about spooky bears, fast food, analog horror, and soapy legs, that sense of curiosity and fun, that's not gonna go away. That carries with you into where it matters most, out here, in the real world. And all that, it spreads. It grows. Enthusiasm and positivity and curiosity, critical thought, they're infectious in the best ways possible. For all the jokes that constantly get made about me losing my mind and going insane, that right there, that is what being a theorist truly means. Sharing a love of learning with others. It has been an honor to be your YouTube.
And that itself is a cooperative game theory. It's cooperative game theory on game theory about game theory and game theory, but that's just a theory of game theory. It's all game theory.
Your entertainer, your teacher, your parasocial friend, whatever role I've played in your life. Thank you. And you know what? I look forward to continuing that through the little website and newsletter that I have going on, as well as all the projects that I'm working on for you right now. But even more than any of that, you know what I'm most excited about? I'm excited about it being your turn. You can be the game theorist, questioning the lore alongside your friends. You're the food theorist, doing bizarre flavor experiments in your kitchen. Go wild with some new style, or try a film that deviates from the mainstream. You're the theorists now, and I cannot wait to see what you discover, because rest assured, I will be watching. Remember, this isn't an ending. Well, technically it is an ending because it's the real ending, but you get what I'm saying. This isn't an ending. Instead, this is a brand new and exciting beginning. And that's not a theory. That right there, that's a fact. With love always, MatPat.
That's a fact. A game fact. You should just do the Game Facts channel now. That's not funny. Wow. I can't believe this. Videos on game theory that inspired game theory. I can't believe this. No. A few days after. Wow. I have only really been a gamer for 5 years. So I got into nerdcore, how I got into theorizing, how I got into Yeah. I'd say I am a theorist, because I design types of media to be theorized about, and I overanalyze all sorts of things. You should see me go on rants about iris lore. Yeah. Let's look at whereismatpat.com. Or, wait, is that even what it was called? It must be, because, like, look at that. Hold on. Alright. We're gonna... Yeah. Alright. So that's it. No more MatPat on the Theory channels, except for, GT Live, but only until, like, I don't know, like, Q3 of this year. Yeah. I have nothing else to say. That's it. Goodbye. Thank you, MatPat.